Hello guys, how are you all? Today we are going to watch a story where two cousin brother and sister get stranded on a deserted island far away from human civilization. We will find out through this story how they survive, how they grow up, what they do and what their final fate becomes. So let's get started. At the beginning of the story, we see two cousin siblings. The boy's name is Richard and he's 9 years old while the girl's name is Emily and she's 7 years old. A few days earlier, Emily's parents had passed away. Richard's father then decided to travel with them towards San Francisco. The two children were being very mischievous, so Richard's father warned them to behave properly. After a few days passed like this, one day their ship suddenly got trapped in thick sea fog. At that exact moment, a fire unexpectedly broke out on the ship. Seeing this, everyone on board panicked and started running everywhere in fear. Because of the heavy smoke, nothing could be seen clearly. Richard's father, along with a few other people, climbed into a boat to save their lives. The cook of the ship was a man named Paddy. He took Richard and Emily in a small boat, but because of the thick smoke and fog, he could not see anything properly. And while trying to escape, they drifted far away from the ship and became separated from everyone else. After that, Paddy and the two children kept drifting through the middle of the ocean. As far as they could see, there was nothing around them except broken pieces of the ship floating on the water. Exhausted from hunger and thirst, they eventually fell asleep. The next morning, Paddy and the two children discovered that the ocean current had carried them to an island. Seeing this, Paddy became very happy and brought their small boat onto the shore. The island was filled with green trees and coconut palms from every direction. Paddy started exploring the entire island, hoping to find someone who could help them, but he could not find a single person anywhere. That meant they were completely stranded on the island alone. However, Paddy realized that the island had everything necessary to survive. He quickly arranged food for everyone. Paddy understood that surviving on the island would be very difficult for the children, so he began teaching Richard and Emily all the skills they would need to stay alive there. One day, Paddy found a bottle of alcohol that had drifted ashore from the shipwreck. On the other hand, while Richard was playing, he discovered a human skull. He showed it to Paddy. Seeing it, Paddy immediately told him to throw it away, and he realized that this place was dangerous. Because of this, he took the children and moved to another side of the island. That night, while Paddy was drinking, he heard some strange noises coming from the other side of the island. The next morning, Paddy went there to investigate and saw pieces of human flesh lying on top of a statue. Seeing this, he understood that human sacrifices were performed there. Terrified, he quickly returned to Richard and Emily and told them, "Promise me that no matter what happens, you will never go to that side of the island. You must obey this." But from that moment, the children became curious about why Paddy was forbidding them from going there. Paddy told them that cannibals lived on that side of the island and that they ate children. Richard believed that his father would surely come one day and rescue them from the island. Paddy also hoped that someone would eventually save them. But until then, he continued teaching the children how to find food and how to build shelters. For almost 2 months, Paddy taught them every possible way to survive in the jungle, so that even if something happened to him, the children would still be able to stay alive. One night, Paddy drank far too much alcohol. In his drunken state, he walked into the water and their last guardian was gone forever. Paddy had died. Seeing this, Emily fainted on the spot. Now the two children were completely alone on the island. Emily told Richard, "I miss Paddy so much here. I don't want to stay on this island anymore. Please take me somewhere else." Richard agreed to her request. They packed their belongings, got into a small boat and moved to another side of the island. There, they built a new home for themselves. At first, life was difficult, but because they followed everything Paddy had taught them, they managed to survive without too many problems. Slowly, they became used to living on the island. As the years passed, Richard and Emily grew older. Richard was now 21 years old and Emily was 19. They caught fish together, collected fruits, and lived happily side by side. But gradually, changes began happening in both their bodies and minds. Changes they themselves could not fully understand. Since they had grown up isolated on the island, they knew nothing about such feelings. One day, while Emily was bathing, she suddenly noticed blood coming from her body. Terrified, she screamed and called for Richard. Hearing her cries, Richard ran over and asked what had happened. Embarrassed, Emily told him to stay away. Later, when she came out of the water, Richard asked her again what was wrong. He thought she might have gotten hurt somewhere, but Emily refused to explain and instead behaved rudely toward him. Hurt and angry, Richard walked away. As time passed, Richard's anger faded, and the two of them started spending time together again like before. Slowly, they began to feel attracted to each other. Whenever Richard walked around without a shirt, Emily secretly stared at him. And when Emily bathed in the river, Richard quietly watched her too. Since they had been stranded there since childhood, they had no understanding of these emotions or feelings. Richard wanted to grow closer to Emily, but Emily always pushed him away because of some unknown fear inside her. Richard spent his days catching fish and gathering fruits, while Emily cooked the fish and cleaned their clothes. Together, they lived happily on the island, laughing and enjoying each other's company. But one day, Emily heard strange sounds coming from the side of the island that Paddy had forbidden them from visiting. Out of curiosity, she went there anyway. When she arrived, she saw the same statue where the cannibals used to perform human sacrifices. Emily noticed blood dripping from the statue, and terrified, she ran back to Richard. She told him, "I went to the side of the island Paddy told us never to visit, and I saw a statue there. It belonged to a god. Paddy lied to us. There are no cannibals there." Hearing this, Richard became furious. He said, "We promised Paddy that we would never go there. From now on, don't ever go to that side again." That night, while Emily was asleep, she had a terrible nightmare. She saw Richard drowning in the water and dying. Frightened, she suddenly woke up. When she saw Richard in front of her, she immediately hugged him tightly. Richard wanted to get closer to Emily, but once again, because of that strange fear inside her, Emily pushed him away. Feeling deeply hurt and humiliated, Richard stopped talking to her completely. One day, while Richard was sitting near the seashore, he noticed a ship passing by their island. The moment he saw it, he quickly climbed down from a tree and ran toward a hill where he had already prepared a pile of wood to light a signal fire and attract the attention of passing ships. But by the time Richard reached there, it was already too late, and the ship had sailed far away. At the same time, Emily had also seen the ship. She could have lit the fire, but she chose not to because she had started liking life on the island and had accepted it as her home. When Richard realized this, he became extremely angry. Leaving Emily alone, he took a small boat and tried to leave the island by himself. However, huge waves crashed into the boat in the middle of the sea, breaking it apart, and Richard fell into the water. Seeing this, Emily secretly enjoyed watching him struggle. In the end, Richard had no choice but to return to the island. Emily told him, "This island is our home now, and we have to live here." Hearing this made Richard even angrier. The two began arguing fiercely and insulting each other. In rage, Richard threw a coconut at Emily, but he missed. When Emily threw one back, it hit Richard directly on the head. Furious, Richard slapped her and forced her out of the house. He shouted, "I built this house, so you can't stay here anymore. I won't even give you food now." Even though Emily apologized many times, Richard refused to forgive her. As a result, Emily had to sleep outside and somehow arrange food for herself alone. Life became very difficult for Emily, and Richard secretly enjoyed seeing her suffer. But one day, Emily accidentally stepped on a poisonous fish, causing her terrible pain. Somehow she managed to drag herself back to the island. Extremely sick and weak, she lay inside a cave. When Richard saw Emily in such a condition, all his anger and resentment disappeared instantly. He started taking care of her and carried her in his arms to the front of the hill, where he prayed desperately for her recovery. Emily's condition became very serious, and she eventually lost consciousness. Richard became terrified. He thought, "If something happens to Emily, how will I survive here all alone?" Praying near the hill, he cried, "Emily is the only person I have left in this world. If she dies, what will I do? I promise I will never be angry with her again." After some time, Emily finally regained consciousness, and slowly she began recovering. Richard felt incredibly relieved and told her, "I was so scared. If something had happened to you, I don't know how I could have lived alone on this island." After that, the two returned to their home on the island. From then on, they started living together more like a couple. A few months passed. Richard noticed that Emily was no longer the same as before. She didn't let Richard come close to her anymore, and her behavior had completely changed. She was always focused on eating food and became angry very easily. Richard asked her what was wrong, but Emily replied, "I don't know. I don't feel healthy and I keep vomiting." Then she placed Richard's hand on her stomach and said that she felt like something was growing inside her. Richard could not understand anything. He simply thought Emily's stomach had become larger because she was eating too much. One day, Richard heard strange noises coming from the other side of the island. Quietly, he followed the sounds and eventually reached the forbidden area. There he saw tribal people sacrificing a man in front of the same statue. Horrified, Richard ran back to Emily. At that exact moment, Emily suddenly started suffering from terrible stomach pain and began screaming loudly. Richard rushed to help her, and soon Emily gave birth to a beautiful baby boy. Afterwards, they brought the baby into their small hut. The child kept crying, so Emily and Richard searched for something to feed him, but they had no idea what a baby was supposed to eat. Slowly, with time, they figured everything out, and together they happily spent their days raising their little child on the island. One day, Richard tells Emily that he saw some tribal people sacrificing a man, and if they ever come to the island, they could harm them too. On the other side, we see that Richard's father is still alive. He has never stopped trying to find his only son. After searching for so many years, he had become very tired, but he still did not give up. Richard's father finally reaches the island with a group of men on a ship while searching for them. From far away, he sees Richard and Emily playing with mud near the beach. But because they had grown up so much over the years, he could not recognize them. At first, Richard becomes very happy after seeing the ship, but then he remembers Emily and decides that they should stay on the island. Richard's father mistakes them for natives and sails away with the ship. After many days, Richard and Emily take their son on a small boat to the other side of the island to collect fruits, the same place where they had stayed for a few months before Paddy died. Looking around, they remember their childhood memories. Then Richard goes to collect fruits while Emily stays near the shore with their son. While playing, their son picks some poisonous berries and keeps them inside the boat without Emily noticing. After some time, they both return to the boat and wait for Richard. Emily accidentally closes her eyes for a moment, and when she opens them, she sees that the boat has drifted away from the shore. Suddenly, their son throws one of the paddles into the water. Emily tries hard to get it back, but fails. She screams for Richard, and Richard starts swimming toward them. But then Emily notices a shark chasing behind Richard. Without trying to get the paddle, Richard quickly swims toward the boat. Emily throws the other paddle into the water to save him, and Richard somehow manages to climb onto the boat. But now they have no paddles left to return to their island. They try pushing the boat with their hands toward the shore, but the ocean current is too strong and they are too afraid of the shark to swim. The boat slowly drifts farther into the sea on its own. They continue floating in the ocean for 2 days. Their son becomes very hungry and eats the poisonous berries. Richard and Emily quickly try to remove the berries from his mouth, but by then he had already swallowed them. Thinking their son would die, they decide that instead of watching their child die before their eyes, they too would eat the poisonous berries and leave the world together. After some time, both of them eat the poisonous berries, hug their son tightly, and fall asleep inside the boat. Luckily, their boat drifts near a large ship. In reality, the berries were not deadly poisonous. They had only become unconscious. After some time, Richard's father notices them and sends one of his men to check the boat. Then Richard's father and his crew arrive near them on a small boat. He sees Richard, Emily, and their son lying unconscious. Richard's father asks one of the men whether they are dead. The man replies, "No sir, they are just sleeping." They are finally rescued, and this is where the movie ends. So guys, how did you like this story? Make sure to tell in the comments, and there are many more movie stories like this on the channel, so feel free to check them out too.